Hi everyone, this is the National Master Alessandro Santagati, and today we will see the third video about the Goring Gambit. In the first two videos, we focused attention about the variation in which the black accept the gambit, so with this variation, and after Nc6 and c3, we focused attention about d takes c, knight takes 3, and bishop b4. Now we focus attention about the move d6. Why d6? The idea is cover the square e5 and allow knight f6. In this case, we will play bishop c4. And now it's important for black play immediately knight f6. A common mistake in this kind of position is bishop e7. If bishop e7, now the white has a strong move, queen b3. This move is very strong because the white is attacking f7 with two pieces, and now the black has the move to defend the pawn f7, because if knight h6, for example, we can simply take the knight and we can remove the defender, so it's not a good idea for black. So if queen b3, now the black is forced to play knight a5. The white can take the pawn, the king has to go to f8, and now it's important for white queen a4. Because, okay, the white can give the light bishop, but we will take the knight. So if the black will take, we take the knight, and now the white is better. Because we have the same pawns, but the black king is very weak, so the white has a good advantage in this position for this reason. So, okay, we can go back. So if bishop e7, we have queen b3 very strong, and the only way for black is playing knight a5, and bishop takes f7, queen a4. It's not good queen b5, because if queen b5, now there is c6, and the black can attack your queen and can defend the knight. So it's very important play queen a4, because if you play queen a4 and now c6 to defend the knight, you can simply go back with the bishop, for example bishop to b3 to do an example. So not a problem in this case. And the black king is in a bad position now. Okay, so we can go back. So now we know that if bishop e7, it's a common mistake. Usually now the best move is knight f6. Another option could be bishop e7. But if bishop e7 I like, bishop takes, f takes, and now queen b3. Because now we can see that the pawn e6 and the pawn b7 are without defenders. So queen b3 is very good because we attack both with the queen. And the only move to defend both the pawns is queen c8. And now we can attack with knight g5. And a common mistake in this position is defend the pawn e with the king. To do an example, if king e7, now we can simply take the pawn. Because if queen b7, if queen e6, we can play queen b7. Okay, we sacrifice the knight, but now we can take or the rook or the knight with a very good position. So king e7 doesn't work. The only move now I think is knight e8 to defend pawn. And now the idea is open this diagonal. So we can play or castle immediately or f4 to attack in this way. And if now bishop e7, we can just castle. The idea about the castle is that if the black will take the knight, it's okay, because I can open the f file now. For black is very hard castle, and it's very hard to save his king, so this kind of idea is very nice for white. Okay, so we know that if bishop e6, the idea is trade, and when queen c8, the idea is attack the pawn e, and if knight e8, the idea is open the position with f4. To the next example, if h6, now we can simply go back with the knight, and if the black try to develop the pieces with knight f6, now the idea would be castle, and when bishop e7, now we attack with f5, because we open the diagonal and we can stop the enemy castle in this way. In theory it's possible the castle, but we have a good pressure against this pawn, so the white has a good position in this case. For black it's not so easy to defend this position. Okay, so we know this about the variation with bishop e6. It's common in this position knight f6. Knight f6, and against knight f6 we must play well. It's important to play immediately knight g5. We must attack immediately the pawn f7. Now the right move for black is knight e5. The move is attacking the bishop and is defending the pawn f7. So the white is forced to go back with the bishop. And now the important move is h6 for black to try to attack my knight. And now f4. Because okay, the black can take the knight g5, but we can take the knight e5. And the white has a good attack. Okay, I think it's forced to take the knight. We can take the knight e5. And now it's wrong take the pawn, because if the black we take it, we can simply check. It's not good take the bishop because the black will lose the queen. So it's forced to king e7 now. And after king e7, we have queen b3. And now the white is better because the black king is bad. The black pieces are bad because they are blocked. So I'm sure that now the white is very, very strong. So isn't a good position for black. So when we take, it's important for black play bishop g4. For example, if knight g4 is very strong e6. And we cover the bishop. And now the white is better. Because if it's clear, if take, you can simply take the knight. So if knight g4 e6 is strong, so I think it's forced bishop g4. And now this position is very nice because after bishop g4 we need a good square for the queen. And in theory, a good square could be queen d4. So now, or you play queen d4, the move is playable. Or another interesting idea is have a new square for the queen. And to make a new square, the key move now is bishop a4 check. Because we play check, c6 is forced to cover the check, and now queen b3. The queen is attacking the pawn, and the pawn is attacking the knight. So now the black has to take on e5, and now we can take on b7. And now the white has a nice attack. Okay, we can go back. So we say that after knight g5, knight e5, f4, sorry, h6 and 4. And now after f4, I said h takes g5. But in theory, the black has also another move. The other move is bishop g4 check. Bishop g4 immediately. The bishop is attacking the queen. And now, in this kind of position, the important move to play is knight f3. We go back with the knight, and we will have this pawn structure after, for example, knight takes, g takes, and bishop h5. But it's not a problem. Now the white has the plan to play queen e2, bishop e3, and castle queenside. This file is very important to attack the king side, and we can see an interesting position about it. So, for example, now queen e2. The black can develop the bishop, for example, bishop here, bishop e3, and now we can imagine castle. Now rook g1 or castle, and now we can imagine the black try to do something in the queen side, so can try to play queen c8 to remove the queen from this file, and now we can try to attack with the f5. Or we can try to attack with the rook g1. So now f5 seems nice because you block the bishop. If, for example, a move like queen e8, is interesting to see this idea. Rook g1, and if the black try to attack with a5, now it's strong queen g2, and it's impossible bishop g6 because the white can just take the bishop. The pawn is pinned. So this attack is very strong, and okay, we can go back to queen c8. So if queen c8, we can play f5, and the idea would be easy. So rook g1, queen g2, and the attack would be very strong against the castle. Okay, so if the white take this position, this is very good for him. Okay, so about d6 is important to remember bishop c4, and when knight f6. knight g5 to attack f7. When bishop e7, so when bishop e7, queen b3 to attack f7 immediately. And when bishop e6, you can just trade and play to attack now e6 and b5 and b7. So this is those are the idea to know about the move d6, and it's important to play this opening very well. Okay, thank you to watching this video, and if you like it, share it with your friends.